Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Mike Martinez here. Today I'm going to talk about my 3 failed businesses and how I bounced back from them and turned my losses to wins. Let's jump into it. From East LA to the hills of Rancho Cucamonga, I'm going to show you how I went from being broke to being rich. All right, failed business number 1. I had a retail women's shoe store at Victoria Gardens, which is like our upscale outdoor mall here in the Inland Empire, California, where I live. I lost about $100,000 in this store. Now, this was my wife's long dream to have a shoe store, a women's shoe store. We sold all kinds of different type of women's shoes. I was like Al Bundy. We had high heels, we had sandals, we had flip-flops, we had slide-ins, boots, everything, anything you can think of. This was a nice retail store, and we invested a lot of money, a lot of time. We've had employees. My wife and my sister-in-law were able to sell a bunch of shoes, but the minute we were not there, sales were down. So eventually it was something that I personally didn't have a passion for, and my wife just kind of got a bit exhausted with the structure and the inexperience that we had in this industry, and we just didn't enjoy it. Once we were down deep in the trenches, we just didn't enjoy it. So failed business number 2 was I had a restaurant, Mexican bar and grill here in Ontario, California. That was a neat experience. I can tell you right now that particular industry, hats off and my respects, because it's a tough industry to be in. It requires so much attention and so much hard work, so much management, from managing the menu to managing waitresses and cooks to the bar. If you have a bar, I had to learn how to become I went to bartending school so I could learn how to become a bar manager, and just dealing with customers. And it is, again, a very exhausting business that will drain you for very low net profits. I learned that you don't want to be involved in a business that is that exhausting with so little returns. Failed business number 3. I had a logistics trucking company. It was a rough start, it was a slow start, and it was a very expensive start. But once we got it off the ground, it became pretty profitable for a while. Now, call it bad luck, call it inexperience, but I had a couple of events that caused me to fail quickly. We had a couple of accidents, one of which was a drunk driver hit one of my trucks and killed his passenger. I'm still involved in the middle of a $1 million lawsuit on this particular crash. Even after a year that I've shut my business down. I also had my father-in-law, who was basically my business partner helping me run this company, who had a couple of accidents. And in this industry, accidents will just kill your business. What I've learned from it and how I've bounced back. Now, from my other 3 successful businesses that I currently operate, I've learned that failure can also lead to success. What do I mean by that? Any business that you operate, if you stick with it and you focus on it, you will eventually figure it out. But you have to have a passion for the business. What do I mean by that? In all of these 3 businesses, one thing that they all had in common is that I personally did not have a passion for either of those businesses. Unlike real estate, where I've also had a rough start, I've invested a lot of money, not in the actual business, but in education. Since I have a strong passion for the industry and I can see myself becoming massively wealthy in this space, I refuse to give up. And it's that refusal to give up that has made me successful in the last 12 months. So what I learned from all of these businesses is, of course, to be passionate in any business that I choose to enter and make sure that I absolutely love the business. To also make sure that any business that I'm involved in has huge returns. There's no sense in working 12-hour days for a 5% profit margin. I'm not gonna work 80 hours a week to make $100 a week. That doesn't make any sense. And lastly, if you don't give up on a business that you're passionate about, you will eventually become massively successful the way I've done it in multiple other industries that I am passionate about. So in hindsight, the more that I've lost, the absolutely more that I've gained. If I've lost $300,000 on 3 businesses in the last 3 years, I've made $3 million from 3 businesses in the last year because of the experience that I gained from those losses. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below with your experiences in a failed business or in a massively successful business. I'd like to hear about it. Until next time, see you guys soon. Let's get it.